okay. No, this machine's not 100% done yet, but it's definitely a lot closer. I've just received the top dry belt for the deck. Unfortunately, I thought I ordered a Kevlar, but it's not. It's just a plain black belt. All the rest are Kevlar. This belt was definitely not the easiest one to find, and I'm happy I was able to get one. Whenever I do go and sell this machine, I will recommend that that belt gets upgraded to a Kevlar. They definitely last so much longer, and they can take so much more strain over those black belts. But as you saw, it runs. I moved back and forth. I have cut a little bit of grass with this machine. It needs an oil change. It needs a couple little electrical gremlins taken care of. It's mainly the safety switches. This machine, like I showed in the previous video, sat abandoned for quite a few years with no hood on it. So there's a few switches down behind underneath the gas tank that are malfunctioning, but everything is functioning the way it should at the moment. You can get it to run, you can get it to cut, and it will move. The dry belt's been replaced. The bottom mower belt has been replaced. Both of those are Kevlar belts. The casings are doing okay as of right now. This one loses a little bit of air. Not too bad though. I'll pump it back up today and see if it goes back down again. If it does, I'll put some more tire fix flat in it. But the main thing is it functions. The biggest issue I had, I didn't really video it because it was just pissing me off. I was almost ready to abandon this machine, to be honest, and just let it sit. The double spindle on this side right here had to be replaced. There was only one available for this style of machine, or one type available. They did not have the original one that would go on this deck, so I had to rework the top belt. And the bottom belt, it was fine since it used the stock size pulley, but the top belt had to be reworked because the top pulley is a 1/2 inch smaller than what was on here. So I'll show you the original. I have it right here. So this is the bottom pulley right here. It's factory, but the top pulley has changed. It's went a 1/2 inch smaller. So I had to rework the top belt. So what I'll also do is when I sell this machine, I'll leave the belt sleeves with it, so people know what the size of belts are. Unfortunately, with this top belt, I did not get a sleeve with it, so I'll just write on the sleeve for the bottom belt what the top belt size is. And I always recommend to people just have an extra set of belts kicking around just in case. It's always a good idea to have. Right now with this belt, I believe it's a 55 inch. There's decent tension on it with it off. Like you got movement, but when it's engaged, you are full tight. I did have the original guts of the other spindle in place with this new base. What happened was the base for the spindle seized up. The bearings internally, they're non-replaceable. So I had this shaft with these pulleys, but this top pulley on here is wasted. It would have to be replaced, and it's yet another one that's hard to find. So instead of trying to replace that pulley, I went with my brand new spindle that I purchased from MTD for like 120 bucks. I went with that, and I just reworked the belts and made it work. Sometimes that's what you have to do with these older machines. You have to rework them to make them work, especially when it comes to MTDs. Yes, stuff is available, but it's hard sometimes to find some of the stuff. So anyways, what's left? I gotta fix up the hood. I gotta mainly re-secure it. I got all the bolts in place. I gotta do a little bit of gluing at the front of the hood. I should change the oil, and I gotta take care of the safety switches. What happens right now, as you can hear, it's sometimes she'll go, sometimes she won't. The safety switch is just malfunctioning. I don't know if I'm going to fully replace it. try and clean it, go from there on that. So it's almost there. It's running, driving, cutting grass, but I could sell it the way it is, or I could try and take care of the safety switches, which I think I'm going to do. So this machine is almost there, which is nice. Machine that was destined for scrapyard is just about ready and back up and running and ready to cut grass yet again. Also, brand new blades on the deck. The other two spindles were fine. It was just the outside one on the left that was bad. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this machine right here for right now. Kind of a long-awaited update. As you can see, the deck has been painted, but I left the top covers. Just the spindle work was a pain in the butt. It came apart good. It just did not go back together as good as I wanted it to, and it just did not work out the way I was hoping it would. So I got it all done off camera. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.